Welcome back. Here's another video. So today is April 26th, 2019, the day that ScHoolboy Q released his 5th studio album, CrasH Talk. Initially, ScHoolboy Q scrapped 3 other albums of his because they just weren't adequate, but then he finally settled on this album, dropped it, and here we are. And today, I'm gonna review it. Swag. I'm gonna try to keep this video quick. Bam, super quick. After listening through the album 3 times, I think it's been, I'm going to just kind of give my overall impressions on the album, wrap it up with a final score, toss my top 5 songs in there. It's going to be a video. For starters, I think ScHoolboy has a pretty nice variation of flow throughout this whole album. There are certain points where he does repeat the same flow and it's pretty noticeable. But for the most part, he switches it up quite a bit. Plus, a lot of the songs have different feels from one another. It's kind of separated into like just absolute bangers, and then more slow, insightful, contemplative stuff. And then you have a couple misses, most notably Chopsticks. That is a bad song, in my opinion. Keep in mind, this is all subjective. If you like it, hey, go crazy. I'm just saying that I do not like it. There's only so many times I can hear Travis Scott say Chopsticks and remain clinically sane. Moving on to the features on the album, ScHoolboy Q is able to get a pretty decent cast of people, except for Travis Scott. I was expecting more, but it's fine. Everything's fine. One of my favorite features on this album, if not my favorite, actually no, Kid Cudi's my favorite because he hums. When I heard Kid Cudi humming, I initially thought this album's an 11 out of 10, no doubt about it, album's perfect. But I gotta kind of take a step back and not just jump into Kid Cudi humming, even though I would like to say if there was a whole album, hour long of just Kid Cudi humming, I'd listen. But yeah, Lil Baby's feature on Water, it's hard. It's so good. Also a big fan of 21 Savage's verse on Floating. That song, I'm iffy on just because of the chorus. I really don't care for it, but 21 kills it. Another big takeaway for this album for me was front to end, the production is phenomenal. It's very good. You have TDE's in-house producer Soundwave helping produce on a few tracks, most notably 5200, which has a little Kendrick Lamar sample in there. DJ Dahi is also credited with a lot of production on it, and if the name doesn't sound familiar, he's produced songs such as Worst Behavior by Drake, Money Trees. He helped out on 90210 by Travis Scott. So dude's got a pretty nice discog as far as production goes. Moving past the production, I think that this is a very real and very insightful album, and it seems like it's ScHoolboy Q's most mature album. If you take a little look-see-poo at his earlier work, such as Oxymoron, the album's just banger after banger after banger. But if you take a look, I think CrasH Talk is a much more insightful and personal album than Oxymoron, because you see him open up about things like his daughter, his depression, his place in the rap game. I think the track that perfectly demonstrates this is the closing track on the album, Attention. Give it a listen, you're gonna like the way you look, I guarantee it. I guess the last thing I really want to point to at this album is that although the album's 14 songs long, it doesn't even hit the 40-minute mark. It comes close, but it doesn't hit it. That being said, I think he packs a lot into every song, which makes it a pretty easy listen through. There aren't really any stagnant moments in the album that you look at and you're like, skip, except for Chopsticks. So with my overall impressions of the album out of the way, I'm going to just ring off my top 5 songs on the album with very little explanation, because, like I said, it's all subjective. You like what you like, and you don't what you don't. Number 5, Tails. Boom. It's a slower song. It's nice. Number 4, Attention. Another slow song, very insightful. Kind of reminds me of the closing track to Kendrick Lamar's Damn, the track Duckworth. It's him telling a story, very personal. You can tell it's just very meaningful to the artist to put that song out there. And I think in both instances, they are excellent ways to end their albums. Number 3, 5200. The song is so hard, but not as hard as my number 2 slot, Gang Gang. I think Gang Gang's a perfect way to start off this album. Throughout most of Schoolboy's career, he just raps about gang violence, his affiliation with it. And for him to start the album with 2 minutes of absolute heat, just talking about running through the streets, that's classic Schoolboy. I love it. Number 1, Gotta Be Dangerous. Although Cudi plays a pretty small role in the song, he just starts it and ends it. He kills it. He hums, yeah, you heard that right. It's awesome. Just the progression of the beat as the song goes on and how Schoolboy matches that is a hell of a listen. So, yeah, if you want, give those 5 songs a listen and then listen to the other 9. Overall, I'm going to have to give this album a mid-8, 8.4. I think is pretty reasonable. There's nothing really wrong with this album, but I think I was just too excited for it and had too high of expectations, so I'd say they came very close. I'm not sure if it reached expectations. I think the highs on this album are pretty goddamn high, but I don't know, a lot of the album I think is good. I don't think is great. That's my not very comprehensive music review. Said I was going to try to keep it short and sweet. Boom. CrasH Talk. Out now. Listen to it, or don't. It's not my music. I do recommend you listen to it, though. Until next time.